Hello, my viewers. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be talking about documents you need to get ready if you want to apply for a program in Canada. So if this sounds like what you're very interested in, I would like you to just sit down because I have a whole lot of things to tell you. First of all, I would like to let you know that I did everything about my studies all by myself by the grace of God, okay? And that is not to say that if you seek the help of an agent, there is anything wrong in it. It could be that you're so busy that you cannot afford to do that. And it could also be that you have the money. So what is it? What are you stressing yourself for? But in my own case, it wasn't like that. I was trying to maximize the little money I have. So I need to learn how to do it by myself. Well, like I said earlier, if you have watched my first story, I think I mentioned that I approached one or two agents those days, and they were mentioning dollars, dollars that will take me like up to a year to be able to save up. And I was like, God, there must be a way to do this. I must have to do it. And I told you the training I actually did. I think that's Linda Iheme. I'm mentioning her name for the second time. It was a 6 weeks program, and Linda Iheme really did a nice work anyway. So with that was able to give me the basic knowledge. But before then, I've been doing a lot of research. So, but at least that one actually helped me to know, okay, this is how to go. This is how to look for those courses. And I'm going to be doing it. Okay, if you keep watching subsequent videos, these are things we're going to be treating, because I want as many as that are in my shoes that want to come to this place to actually come. That's just my aim, just to like share all that I know concerning coming to Canada. So whatever I'm telling you is firsthand. It's not like they say nobody did anything for me. Nobody. I did it myself by the grace of God. So schools differs as in terms of what they request. If you're trying to do a diploma program, definitely the kind of documents they'll be requesting might be different from if you're trying to do maybe a degree program like an undergraduate program. The same thing if you're doing master's program, postgraduate, or PhD. So depending on what you're doing, that will also determine the type of document you have to present. Okay, so I think number one thing you really need to do before you start applying is do good research, good preparation. They say when preparation meets an opportunity, success becomes the result. So that is just it. If you really want to apply to any program, you want to apply and your intention is to start next fall, that's 2025 September, and you've not really done any research, I must tell you must be doing a little bit mistake, honestly. But if you are eager to learn and you are quick to learn, I think you can still be able to do the right thing. But I think the best thing is, let's say you want to start a program by 2026. This is the right time, because one of the things starting on time helps you to do is you will avoid pressure. You will not be so much pressured. You will not be under tension. Okay, so if you're actually looking at, okay, I want to do a diploma program or a master's program, or this, first thing is you first of all have it in mind, this is the program, and I'm sure by then you must have done your research. You've already known the type of course or the type of program you want to do. In my subsequent video, I'm going to be showing us how to, you know, look out for courses that you can do. Some people would say, what will I study now? It's true, it happens. People that are already graduates, that maybe because they've been out of touch from school, or maybe they graduated from one program but they are into business. So now the intention of coming to abroad is in their mind. They don't even know where to start. They don't really know what to study. Okay, so for such persons, there is a way to go about it, and in my subsequent videos I'm going to be treating that. But for today, I just want to talk about how to assemble your documents, to meet the requirements for the program you're going to do. So like I said earlier, the first thing to do is do enough research regarding the program, the school, and all of that. Get it down. Now let's say you want to go by 2026. This is the right time to start making the preparation. When you go to those sites, as in those university sites you have chosen, and then you come to the program that you're actually looking at for, try to find out what their requirements are. Start now to get them ready. Some university request for transcript, and they want that transcript to move from your institution to where you're applying to. While some don't really bother about that, they want you to like present it while you're applying. So these are the things you need to know so that you will start on time. For instance, when I was applying for my transcript, it was not funny. It was not funny. My transcript took like 3 months before I was able to get it. So imagine I started an application and then I opened the portal and then I discovered transcript is one of the requirements and then I started running around to get transcript. By the time it would have gotten to you, the application period would have closed. Do you get it? Even if you have applied and you've not gotten it, that means they would have closed the portal and you've not been able to submit all the required documents, and that means you will not get the admission. So starting early is the very good thing you should do for yourself. Try to look at those programs. What do you need to prepare? Get them ready. Even if you decide to change your mind, maybe to do another program, but at least there are so many things that are like basic. No matter the course you're doing, no matter the program or whatever, or even the school you're choosing, it's still that same document. So those kind of documents, you need to get them prepared before admission opens. So like if you're doing diploma program, definitely what you need to provide is your WAEC certificate or NECO certificate. I'm assuming people that are watching this are basically people from Nigeria. But if you know your high school certificate, that's what you're supposed to provide. Secondly, there is also secondary school transcripts. Yes, some colleges do request for that. They will ask for secondary school transcript. So what it means is that all your academic performance from JSS 1 to SS3, they want to have it. So you have to get, it depends on what you're doing now. Like I'm talking about diploma. You get a secondary school transcript, you get your WAEC certificate, original WAEC certificate. And if you're you're the type that just graduated, let's say you graduated last year and you want to start, then you can provide statement of result, and then there is another letter of introduction or something like that from your school to actually like back up that statement of result to show that that is actually legitimate, it's actually an original document, so to say, from your school. So these are the things you need to get: your transcript, secondary school transcript, your secondary school certificate, and if there are other certification courses that you can do that is in relation to that program that you're eyeing for, that you want to apply, you can do it. Do you understand? Take for instance, you want to do personal support work as a course or as a program, so these are the things you need to get ready. You can do courses like basic life support, CPR and AED. These are programs that can give you an edge over other persons because these are high demand programs and many people may want to go do it. And because it's a diploma program, everybody definitely will have high school certificate. So these are little programs you may do that will kind of give you an edge. And then if you have work experience, that will also be an edge. Now the kind of work experience I'm talking about is it should be in alignment with the program you're actually doing. So it's not like you're selling boutique and then you want to do nursing. Let's say maybe you want to do practical nursing, and then the work experience you're bringing is work experience of somebody who is selling boutique. How does the two correlate? They do not correlate. So whatever work experience you want to submit should be something that is also in alignment with the program you're trying to do. So that's for diploma program. So the same thing is applicable to PhD. If you are doing PGD, then that means your first degree results should be there. And if you have other degrees like master's degrees and all of that, you can bring it. Like in my own situation, I'm doing postgraduate diploma in clinical epidemiology, but I have master's degree over 10 years ago. I did my master's degree, I think I did it 2012 to 2014. I did master's in health management. So you can see it's over 10 years I did my master's. But as I'm applying for this postgraduate diploma, I had to put it because I know there will be so many people that have first degree. So what do I have to present that will make them select me more than their own person? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I had to put that master's degree. So that's just it. So the fact that you want to apply for a diploma program, if you already have a first degree and for some reasons you want to like reroute, you understand, you want to change your program, you can still bring in that your first degree, particularly if it relates to what you're trying to do. So that's just it. Bring them together, assemble them. Original certificates, get them ready. Transcripts, get them ready. Age declaration, get them ready. People like us who don't have birth certificate, if you have reached like 40 years like me, now you don't have birth certificate. What you have is age declaration. So get it ready. If you are married, get your get your court certificate ready. Get all those things, local government of origin, get it ready, get your international passport ready. In fact, if you're thinking of traveling abroad and you don't have international passport, you have not started, because it's that international passport that kind of inspires you. You'll be like, God, hey, look at my international passport will soon expire. I need to do something about it. Do you get it? Like I did my, I think that was December 2022. It was part of what I will say. I say, God, so this international passport wants to expire in my hand. God forbid, I really need to speed up. Do you get it? I told you how I started trying out since 2021 and 2022 and all of that. So even seeing that international passport wants to expire is kind of making me to put in all the best effort that I can just to make sure it works out. So these are the things you really need to provide. If you're applying for diploma program, postgraduate diploma, undergrad, and all of that, these are the things you need to provide. So what you provide for undergraduate program is almost similar to what you provide for diploma. It's still that high school certificate and all of that. And then if it is postgraduate, if it's your postgraduate programs like PGD, Masters, and PhD, then you need to provide your first degree, their transcripts, and there are other certification courses that you think that will help to make you become more competitive, kind of. So that's just it. And these certification courses, there are some that are free. If you go online, all this Allison, I think that's what they call it, Allison. When you open it, you see variety of courses. Do them. Even if you don't have money to pay for the certificate, just do the courses. Get them done. Get them done. As time goes on, if you're able, and some of these certificates, what you used to like to claim the certificate is like $11. Some are even $6. Sometime last year, was it last year or last 2 years? I think they were doing some kind of promo or whatever. So they reduced the cost of purchase as in claiming your certificate by some percentage, like 20%. So I happen to pay $8 to get some of those certification courses. So they're very, very important. You may think it's nothing. By the time you are, even in your resume, by the time you are putting certification courses and you're lining them up and you have your certificate, it's something. Yes, it is an online. Are there no programs that are online programs? From year 1 to 40 is completely online, and they'll still give you degree. So what about this certification? What when they accept it? Just do them. It doesn't cost you much. So preparation is very, very important. Meaningful preparation is really, really important if you want to achieve your aim, which is getting admission in any of these school in the Western world. So that's what you need to know. Remember, you're also competing with other persons from other side of the country. Take for instance Canada. Now in Canada, in my program, I am the only Nigerian. We are just only 2 Africans, okay? Myself and 1 Ghanaian. Every other person are more like, I won't say they're Newfoundlanders. So I think maybe from within Canada, and then a few Asians, you understand? So, imagine that. And I learned that, I think we're 15 in class, and I learned that there are a whole lot of people that are on wait lists. You understand? So I begin to, sometimes I say, God, thank you. You're the one that did it for me. But then I think packaging is very, very important. Providing things that will strike points, that will make you more competitive, to be selected more than others. So these are the things you really need to gather. So all I'm trying to say is, if you want to apply for a program, start on time to assemble your documents. Go to that side. Don't wait till it's time you now open and start looking for what they want. No, those schools you're eyeing, those programs you're eyeing, look at them, look at their criteria, check if you meet the criteria, look at the documents, begin to assemble them. Even if you miss admission of that year, there is no problem. Next year when you are applying, you discover that you will do better, you will do well. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You'll be able to do well. So that's just it. And sometimes some of these things are experiences that help you to, when you're doing something out of experience, there is some level of expertise when you're doing it. That's someone who is just doing it for the first time. So that is what you need to know. Okay, that is all for documents you need to get ready when you want to apply for a program. Then the next thing is the cocoa, which is applying for visa. I must tell you, this YouTube is very, very good. You see this YouTube? Very, very good. In fact, what I was telling you that I learned from Linda Ihem, I think she has a class for learning how to apply for programs, and then another class for visa, master class for visa, something like that. What I actually did training for was just how to apply, because I was having difficulties trying to, look at this school, look at this, and write to this lecturer, because I was actually writing to see if I can get sponsorship. So there were too many things that I didn't know how to like narrow them down. So it was a lot confusing for me. So that was why I did that program. And then as soon as I did it, I was able to get my direction. I understood everything, and I was able to do it, and I got what I needed. Now I applied to 4 different universities and different towns in Sweden. 4 of them I got. Why I didn't go there was because I didn't succeed with scholarship. Okay, and again, it's not like that is the real thing in my mind. It's Canada that was in my mind. Now for Canada, actually my target was to do masters, and I was targeting scholarship. But because I discovered that if I don't plan this, if I don't play this card very well, I may miss out. So I decided to come through postgraduate diploma. And do you know what happened? And as I got here, I realized that in this our program, we discovered it's just only one person that is doing masters in clinical epidemiology. The whole of the 14 were all doing postgraduate diploma. When I asked why you say like that, and I was told that it's because most of the lecturers have students they are supervising currently, and some is because they don't have fund. And you want whoever that will supervise you to pay you, right? So that's why many of us are doing this postgraduate diploma. I'm like, wow, thank God actually, because if I was waiting to get masters, maybe I would have kept on waiting and waiting and waiting, and nothing would really happen. So it's better you are here, and then you look for how to find your way, okay? Maybe to do the masters and all of that. But those ones we are going to be talking about. So that is it. YouTube really helped me. You won't believe this. Virtually everything I did at any stage that I got stuck, what I did was to type that very question on YouTube, and they will bring up video on how to go about it. That's just it. But for today, I just want to tell us documents that you need to assemble if you really want to apply for your visa. So on that IRCC website, I think there are 3 places you have to submit something. You have to submit your document. We have the first one, which is proof of identity. I just want to make it more explicit. I'm looking at what I submitted. I submitted my international passport. I submitted my name, national what insurance number, national identity number. I think that's it. National identity number. I submitted my work identity. Okay, so if you have one, fine. If you don't have these 2 are okay. But if you have many evidence to prove that something is there, you can prove it. The more the evidence, the more you are being accepted for whatever it is that they are requesting for. So that's just it. So I submitted my work ID card, I submitted my international passport, I submitted NIN. And then on their own, they also request that you submit a passport photograph of a specific dimension. So always have that in mind. When you want to go and snap that digital passport, always specify. If it means you printing out that request, print it out and tell the photographer or whoever that is taking the passport, just tell the person, this is the specification I want it. Because these are things that if you don't get them right, it might be things that can take you off, you understand? And nobody is there to write you back and say, this, do you get it? So that's just, let me give you an instance. I actually applied for a program. I'm doing it on behalf of someone. I'm actually helping someone out. And when we wrote, the school actually wrote back to me, requesting that so I don't want to mention that for some reasons. So is not showing well or something like that. So you see that. So with that, we have to go back and we trace it, and then we're able to make that correction. And as soon as we corrected it, they also replied us to tell us it has been updated. You see, so with that, you're okay, like I'm really doing it well. But that is not with IRCC. Whatever you did not do right, now so you don't enter. So that's why you need to be careful. You need to, if you think you're not a careful person, then you may need someone to assist you with that, okay? Or if you think you can't do it, you can also ask somebody to go through it. Like in my own case, I was actually doing it, but then I have my husband. My husband was like my right hand person. You understand? In fact, everything. In fact, he was the one doing the uploading. Anything as I'm done with the arrangement, he will actually go through it because he's more detailed and more careful than I am. So be able to check it, and he'll be pointing out things. This is not right. This is not this. That. So don't just, in as much as you want to do it by yourself, make sure there is a second person who you trust that can actually have a second look, because sometimes you may be doing something and you think you're doing it well, you don't know you're actually missing it. For instance, if you are writing that statement of purpose or letter of explanation, no matter how grammatically sound you are, I beg, let the second person take a look at it, because you may not know when you miss out on one punctuation or maybe one grammatical error that you want to say she reaches and you wrote she reach. You see, in your mind you're writing she reaches, but you didn't know why you're typing. What you typed was she reach. So you see, so these are the little things. A second eye will be able to point out those errors and you'll be able to make the correction. So it's very, very important that you have a second person to take a look at it. So these are the things I actually I submitted under proof of identity. So the second thing was proof of fund. Proof of fund. So for me, in my proof of fund, what I submitted was you under proof of fund, first of all you have to submit your school fees and everything that shows that you have paid. That's number one. Number two, you need to also make sure that you show them a statement of account that should not have anything less than the minimum amount of what you are expected to have in your account. For instance, if you're coming to Canada as a student, you're expected to have nothing less than 20,000 something dollars in your account for a 1 year program. So depending on the number of years, multiply by that number of years. So that is to say, if you're doing a 3 years program, that means 20,000 times 3 years program, that's 60,000 should be in your account. Do you get it? And these are the reason why you need to have this information in your mind, so that will guide you as to the course you want to do, as the program you want to do, and all of that. You get it? You cannot say I want to do, you cannot say I want to do a 3 years program, and then what is in your statement of account is 20,000, when what is expected of you to have in your account is 60,000. And I don't know what will be in your mind. Where will you not? I don't know. So just go by their guideline, and if you don't have it, just pray to God and maybe work towards a better year to try it out. So that's just it. So that statement of account, you have evidence of your school fees, your statement of account showing that you have that amount, minimum amount that they want from you, and not just that statement of account. There's a way it is done. I'm going to treat it in another video. Okay, that statement, because that statement of account should also be explicit. You should be able to explain how you got the money and all of that, everything. So that is to tell you there is a whole lot of work to be done. You don't just wake up and say, hey, I want to come to Canada, particularly if you're the one sponsoring yourself. Even if you're not the one sponsoring yourself, you have someone that wants to sponsor you. That person needs to be educated. Like the person's statement of account should be well explanatory. Okay, this is how the money is coming, this is, you get it, and it should show how the money assembled to that amount of money. You get it? Not somebody who is doing business, maybe 1 million comes like this and then 8 million goes, and like that. There are inconsistencies. Yes, the person at the end of the day may say, I have 20 million, or maybe the person will even have maybe just 10 million, but definitely the person, maybe by the time you even reach there, the total amount is there. If they don't see, if the net statement does not correspond with what they want you to have, let's say it's 1 year program, if your statement of account, the account balance does not read that 20,000, you will not make it. That's the truth. And if the thing is also not consistent, you will really need to write to explain that inconsistency. If not, it will also affect you. So that is for proof of. And then again, if you have any other little things you're doing that yields money, you can also add it there, because these are things to show that everly you will not be stranded. Everly you'll be able to take care of yourself. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Take for instance, if you're a worker and you are in a cooperative society, what did I say? Cooperative society, and you're in a cooperative whatever, where they take some certain amount of money from your salary, and like that. So you can intentionally decide to be paying money. You understand? So that maybe by the time you are also showcasing that one as a presenting, maybe it will be reading like 1 million, 2 million. That's also show, okay, this person has another source of income. Do you get it? These are things. Then another thing is selling of properties. Okay, you can also sell land, but you have to document it. It has to be legal. I sold land. There should be evidence to show that that land is yours and that you sold it. There are so many things you need to do. I'll also do that video separately on how to do that. So these are the things you need to do. Anything that you sold, you can you can sell and document it, make it kind of official, make it legal, and present it. These are your fund, your proof of fund. You sold land, you sold your sewing machine, you sold your house. These are the things. As long as they are the things that cumulated to whatever you are showing them as the money you have, you really need to show evidence of how you got those things. So that is just it. So so if you're a business person, I'm a civil servant. So what I presented was my statement of accounts, my salary accounts. I belong to some cooperative societies where we contribute all these things. I presented it. If you have shares and it has some physical equivalent or whatever, cash equivalent, you present it there. If you are what do you call it now, pension, this as civil servant now, every month something leaves your salary to pension account or whatever, you can print that pension account statement and send. Don't be surprised you're maybe having cool millions there, so print it out and also show them. So these are evidence to show that you have money, to pay your school fees. So that is for that. Then another thing again is that's for proof of fund. Then the next one, which is the last one, that you need to be very tactical, you need to maximize it, is the other one that they will ask you, like other client informations. I've forgotten what they call it, but like other informations. That is where you need to like bring everything about you, assemble them, and everything you miss as a first timer that you did not capture may affect you subsequently. Take for instance, like I am now, and because I'm going to school, and maybe there are areas I'm supposed to feel for my children. I say no, I beg, they can come later. I didn't feel that. You might find it difficult to justify those things later, so you need to be very, very careful. Everything you need to put everything you need to do. So for me, on that other side, the things that I put there were my CV. You really need to know how to do CV. Every country has their style, so your CV has to be in Canadian style. So you can Google, check sample of how Canada CVs are. If it's Sweden, if it's whatever, check their pattern of CV, check it, be research. Okay, so CV was there, statement of purpose was there, letter of explanation where you explain why you want to go to the country you're going to, the program you're doing, why you want to do it, what are the impacts or the values that program will give you. You also tell them your prove that you have money to sponsor yourself throughout that period you're going to be there. You also tell them that you are coming back. You understand? You need to like tell them you want to come back. You just want to gain knowledge. Now you sabi. You get what I'm trying to say? So these are the things you need to, put down on that letter of explanation. You need to really do it well. See, don't just do and type and forward. No, that kind of letter is not a letter you write and submit that day. Write it. Start like 2 or 3 weeks before the day you want to submit. Write it. Sleep over it every day. Read it again. Take a look at it. Give a second person you trust. Please look at it. Every day you read it, you will discover there is this grammatical error you need to, or one idea or the other comes that may supersede the previous idea. You keep touching it until you bring it to a state of excellence. Okay, let me not use the word perfect. So that kind of a thing. So that's where you put in your age declaration for people like us. That's where you put your certification courses and your certificate, your degree, your diploma or whatever. That's where you also put it there. You put your work experience. If you're doing a particular business, if you're doing a particular business, that's where you put maybe your CAC and all of those things. And if you're a worker like I am, that's where you put your appointment letter, your confirmations, your promotions, everything that matters to you, that makes you who you are. These are the places that you put those things. You gather them, and that's where you put the picture of your family, assuming you are married, your husband picture. Don't just bring your husband picture and say this is my husband. It doesn't work that way. There should be a correlation. Your picture should be in such a way that it should be able to tell a story. Okay, like for me, I put my wedding picture with my wedding picture of myself and my husband, and then I put a second picture where myself and my kids, when they were just 2 year, 1 year and months old. Okay, and then I put a picture of last Christmas, at least. You understand? So when they look, okay, this is when they got married, okay, these the children, and when they look at that face and say, oh, you get it. So it should resonate when you look at it, that you should tell a story, okay? And then you put your court wedding certificate. So if a wife and or even a man, you are married and it's just only church wedding you did, I beg, go do court wedding, go to any registry and get certificate. It's very, very important, okay? So that's just it. And another thing again you can do is medicals. You can do your medicals, okay? You can do it upfront. That's another thing that helped me. I do it. Don't wait till when they open your stuff and then they will now write and tell you to go and do medicals. Don't do that. Do it upfront. Get those. And when you're loading everything. You get it. And then the only letter you should get from them should not be BIL. That's biometric invitation letter. So for other stuff and other stuff, but your medicals should be there. So these are things you need to submit. If you're a worker, you should get letter of maybe introduction from your place of work, trying to also state that really you are really working with them and all of that. Sorry, I'll be looking. If you did NYSC, you also provide your NYSC. Just everything that you think. And again, if you think you are trying to assemble these things and you are not really sure of what you put or and all of that, you can reach out to me. I'm going to leave my email address on this very video. You can actually write me and ask me, how do I assemble this, how do I organize it, okay? And I'll be able to tell you. But well, the organization does not how you organize it does not really follow any order, because it wasn't stated there like, okay, when you are submitting, let this one come this way, let this one, no. But if you're experienced or you've watched other videos and what people are saying, you'll be able to know how it should. Even you can be able to tell a story. You should be able to know how to put all those things so that they will be able to click. So they'll be able. And if you're a woman too, you should and you're a married woman, you should also be able to get letter from your spouse trying to release you. Particularly, you are a married woman with children. You should get some form of consent letter from your family trying to say, yes, I'm aware my wife is leaving. I'm leaving me and the children behind. I'm in full support of that and all of that. You get it. And if you're a man going, you should also get some kind of letter from your wife, like supporting you. And these are things that, and if you have siblings that want to put letters and all of that, get those things. But these ones are not really the basic things, but it is very, very important. As many things that you can bring, that you think that can be of value, that can help create more transparency, that will convince the visa officer that, Kai, this person is real, this person for sure is going for studies. Provide all of them and then you merge them. I think RFCC require maximum of 4, is it MB or what? I don't know again. 4 something something. So you make sure you merge it and make sure it does not exceed that size. Merge it so that and again, don't over compress. Now that also bring me to this. Now the fact that I say you should bring all documents that can help make your journey easy or explain who you are does not mean you should not. If you think that you have brought excess, then choose the ones that are more important, that can actually tell your story, that can actually help you achieve that and leave the remaining. Do you get it? It's just like when you're writing your CV. Let's say you're writing CV, maybe you've had plenty work experience, like you've worked up to like 30 places before the one you're looking at for. You don't need to list those 30 job experience, you understand? Maybe you can just list the last 3 or list the ones that kind of relate to what you are trying to do. Do you get it? So the documents you should be choosing should be the one that will help you sell, not you want to gather both things that are necessary and the one that you're not going to bring the one that you are maybe an assistant secretary to women organization. How does that relate with your visa application? You get it? So that's just it. And again, if you are trying to match and you see that it's still exceeding that number, then look at it, see what you can remove and merge again. And if you're having difficulties in doing that kind of a thing, you can just send me a mail and tell me you're having some challenges in doing that, and I will tell you what you will do. Okay, so that is, by the way, so that is just it. And then when you finish, you will submit it, and when you submit, then you put your knees on the ground and talk to God to see you through. That is just it. Honestly, I'm so grateful to God. I actually applied on the 26th of June. And the funny thing, I was thinking because this what I'm telling you is exactly what I did. Like I told you, I did everything all by myself. I was thinking my BIL will be coming like maybe 1 week later. So I didn't even know what happened. I didn't check my mail, and honestly, this I'm telling you now that I'm rattling as if it's done within 30 minutes. I mean, it took me days. What is days? Weeks to be able to assemble all these things. The stress of writing letter and so many things. You get it. So that's just it. So I applied on the 26th of June, and then not until 30th, my husband like, have you checked your mail? I said no. And I said, do you know these people sent you BIL letter on that same day you applied? I'm like, what? Oh my god. And look at, school is resuming September, I think. Yeah, September 3rd. And this is June 30th. I've not even started anything. Like, oh God, what was I doing? What was I thinking? So immediately I started booking for appointment. And for every of these things, you book for appointment. So that's why you need to be very proactive. So thank God I booked, I think, like 3 days or 4 days. And 4 days then in that week. So I think I got to know this thing like I applied like on a Wednesday. I got to know about this thing like on a Sunday. So I booked, and I think that's the appointment was like on a Thursday. You see, like additional 1 week. That was when I did my BIL. And then much later I was asked to what else again? Forgotten what else I was asked to do, and then I did it, and that was just it. So on the 23rd of July, I was praying to God, like, God, this is my 40th birthday. God, let my visa approval come. Oh my God, please, that kind of a thing. Well, that 23rd came. I was happy. My children celebrated me and a lot of surprises. And then on the 1st of August, God told me, I am not yet through with you. So I was in the office when I just like, let me just check my mail, and I saw it. And the mail looks like it came like 10 minutes before I opened my mail. I saw it. I was so excited. So count it. So let's just say I started on the 30th. Okay, let's say 26th of June, July, not even August. So it took me like 4 weeks from the time of application to the time the visa was approved. You get it? So just like 4 weeks. But all I know is you really need to be careful how you package your things. You really need to do it very well. Then number one thing you should pay very close attention to is your proof of fund. No matter how good every other thing that you've put together are, if your proof of fund is also not as good as all those ones, you will not go anywhere. Because what they're after, do they care whether you want to do school or not? What they're after is what you're contributing to the nation. Is your money that is coming to add to their own. So they really need to be sure. And again, it's now that I came here that I'm actually appreciating that, because you can't imagine yourself saying, let me just come to school, let me just pay the school fees and come. Anyhow, I will struggle and survive. Imagine you come and you meet a situation whereby there is no job and you don't even have money to pay for your accommodation. You don't even have money for the next meal. What will you do? You will just slip into depression. Like depression, stress, you get it. So I think that's why they want to be sure that you have that money, so that even if you don't get job, you don't see anything doing, at least you have something that can sustain you until you are done with your program. So if you have any question regarding what I've said so far, you can just drop it on the comment section and I'll meet you right there. Thanks for watching my video. Please, if you gain any value from the video I have just done now, I would like you to subscribe to my channel. Maybe send the video to 1 or 2 more persons that have that same interest of coming over here to watch it. Until I see you some other time. Bye.